This is your Sports on Demand for Wednesday, January 24th. I'm Mike Ludlum. Let's hit the girls basketball court. Marquette and Coach Ben Smith hosting Calumet last night. Pick it up in the third quarter. Bridget Pliska, Chloe Hale inside Sydney Keevy. Off the window and good. She had 10 points and 11 rebounds. Marquette up 6. Then Amber Johnson bounces one inside the Brooke Karanimi. The hook, hoop, and harm. She made the free throw, kept the margin at single digits. Copper Kings' Jaden Riley gets the ball swatted away, and the next thing you know, here comes Stasha Warchuk, and she is eventually going to go coast to coast with a little bit of meandering, puts it in, and the foul. Marquette's up 39-27. And for the Copper Kings, Nina Anderson to Maria Larson for 3. Copper Kings down 39-30. But Marquette will get the final shot of the third quarter. Chloe Hale, Avery Leedy, back to Kaylee Emblad. The jumper finds the mark just before the buzzer. Marquette led 43-30 after 3, and the Redettes go on to win 53-40. Jump in the car, let's go to Negaunee. Third quarter against Escanaba. Ball is stolen indirectly by Chloe Norman, and she drives to the basket, puts it up and in. Miners in very good shape. Eskimos return the favor. Madison Griffin with the steal, and she will go in. 4-2 off the window, but Escanaba still trails by 24 or so. Negaunee's Clara Johnson will look for a path down the lane, and she will find one off a crossover dribble, up and good. She ended up with 20 points for the Maize and Blue. We move to the fourth quarter. Hannah Voskel, Natalie Bartle will pull up just outside the lane. Banks one in. She had 22. Eskimos get a basket. Nicole Kameen to Mackenzie Monkovich, and this will also go off the window. But Negaunee wins this one easily, 78-36. On the scoreboard, Tessa Lease had 23 points on 8 of 10 shooting from the floor. Westwood defeats Gwynn 55-37. Riley Papur had 22 for Iron Mountain, but Dallas Lair and the Trojans had better balance, winning 52-45. And it was Mid-Peninsula 53, Superior Central 36. On the boys' side, Jaden Janke poured in 37. Dollar Bay stays undefeated, 83-43 over Hancock. Bark River Harris holds off Norway 58-53. Preston Lodger had 20 points for Kearney NATO as the Wolves cruise past Superior Central. Did not hear from Rudyard and Pickford. Cedarville pulls away from St. Ignace easily, 64-21. Indian River Inland Lakes a similar margin over Detour, 62-24. Mason Saubert, 35 points, 11 triples in the process, and Wakefield Marinesco, oh sure, they fly by the Vikings, 75-30. Alpena over Sault Ste. Marie, 70-36. And in women's college basketball, the kind of new rivalry between Bay College and Gogebic. Well, the Lady Sampsons won 72-51. Ontondagan's Lori Wardinsky had 26 points. Lexi Angler had 23 points and 10 rebounds for the Lady Sampsons. Jordan Kramer had 20 for the Lady Norse. The men's game, well, that one took a while. We're already in the second overtime. Garfield Volker gets 2 and the foul. And Kobe Barnes would foul out during these overtimes. Oh, let's go to the third overtime, by the way. Escanaba's Tyler Willette scores for Bay. He had 16 points and 9 rebounds. Bay down 2, and Volker will get the basket again. He ended up with 20. Negaunee's Drew Tumanen is going to rattle home a triple to keep it close. He had 22, but Trevor Cook had 27 for the Sampsons, and Gogebic won in 3 OTs, 96-89. A day late is better than not at all. The 131st annual ski jumping tournament took flight this morning at Suicide Hill. TV6's Seth Wells has more.
Plenty of folks came out last night for what was scheduled to be the 131st annual Suicide Hill Ski Jumping Tournament, but the wind would not cooperate. The event was postponed until this morning. Jumping started this morning around 10:30 a.m. with a good crowd on hand considering the rescheduled time. 25 ski jumpers competed in today's event, representing 3 different countries, Finland, Slovenia, and the United States. With skiers from all over the world, one athlete didn't have to travel far at all. That's Negaunee's Timothy Ziegler, who competed in the U.S. Cup Under 20 category. Ziegler spoke to the scope of the annual event.
Oh, it's insane. It's the fact that we have an international competition right here. It's not something that many people can boast about, and to be part of it is even better.
The 15-year-old has been ski jumping ever since he moved to the Negaunee area and wants people to know that while the sport may look dangerous, the numbers suggest it's not.
Ski jumping is statistically one of the safest sports. You know, the fact that you don't go up to bigger jumps until you are 100% ready to do them, the fact that you have to know that what you're doing, and the fact that you're never really more than 10 feet above the ground at most on most hills. It is a lot safer than basketball or football or any of those other sports like that.
Andrew Erlob won the U.S. Cup Under-20 division. Nick Fabian of Slovenia won the 5-hill tourney. Cooper Dodds won the master class as the lone participant. And Jillian Highfill won the girls division. I'm Seth Wells, TV6 Sports.
By the way, Elias Evanska of Finland broke the hill record, 102 meters, that's 335 feet. Michigan Tech men's basketball team has a chance to get above the 500 mark in conference play tomorrow. They take on Davenport in Sault Ste. Marie. Here's head coach Kevin Luke.
We're excited to play Davenport. They're a good club. They can do some things really well. They got some athletes. They got some shooters. They got some people that are willing to play together, and that's a key for this league. So it's going to be a tough game Thursday, and we're going to have to start preparing Thursday night for Northern Michigan. And Northern, as you know, is playing better. They're on a little bit of a roll as far as winning games, and we did not play well against them down at their place, and we need to be better.
Tech forward Kyle Monroe has been named the GLIAC North Division Player of the Week for the third time this season. 34 points in that effort against Wayne State. Tip-off tomorrow for the men, 2 o'clock or shortly after the women's game.